All right, what is going on, guys? UFC 312 has just ended. I'm going to go on my main card post-fight reaction. I didn't watch any of the prelims. I went through the winners. This 312 was garbage. Like, Wang Kong, that looked like a decent fight from the clips I saw online. Uh, People were complaining that Jubilee, was an early stoppage, and I did look at the clip of the finish. I would say it was a tad premature. I know he got dropped badly. He was in on a takedown. Maybe he could have reversed position, or maybe he could have just got put out unconscious. So, not too upset about that, but he's not good. I mean, if you just bark at him, he just quits. So, moving to the actual main card. I didn't get to watch this fight, the Jake Matthews fight. I just saw clips online. From what I saw, pretty clear decision win for Jake Matthews, kind of like I expected it to be. At first, I initially thought that maybe he could get the finish in the third round, but then I remember to Prado's first fight in the UFC where he's just getting the shit beat out of him for 3 rounds, getting hit with big shots, and just sticking it out. He might need cut. He might need cut from the UFC. Jake Matthews looked good in this fight, from what I saw online. I didn't watch this fight. Well, let's go to the first fight I did watch of the night, which, boy, this was if it would load, if I could click the right thing. So we have Jimmy Crute versus Rodolfo Bellato. It was a majority draw. First round, Crute gets a takedown and secures it for the entire round. Was it off of a failed trip by Bellato? I can't remember. It might have been off of a failed trip by Bellato. I don't remember. No, I think he might have took him down. Anyway, Crute gets him down, controls him. You have, I'll pull the scorecards up. I think it was one judge gave Crute a 10-8 in the first round, and then the other two judges scored the second and third round for Bellato, which he won. I mean, after that first round, Jimmy Crute's fight IQ was down the drain. He had Bellato hurt in the first round, almost finished him, dropped him at the end of the first round. After that, he didn't have anything for him. Let me pull it up real quick. Yeah, okay. So one judge, 10-8, first round for Crute, and then 10-9, 10-9 for Bellato, rounds 2 and 3. Another judge had it 10-8 for Jimmy Crute, 10-9 second round for Jimmy Crute. So one judge had Jimmy Crute winning the fight, and then the other judge same 10-8 for so 10-8 first round was pretty clear. I mean, he controlled him, he did damage. Unlike somebody who didn't do anything with the takedown they got, did damage. Then after that, I thought, okay, come out in the second round, he's gonna get the finish. Did not get the finish. Just kind of looked like shit, gassed out. He just is getting his legs chopped badly. Didn't look good in this fight. If there was one more round, Bellato, I could see Bellato finishing that fight. Or even like 2 more minutes. Well, I think Bellato could have got the finish. Moving up. Justin Tafa versus Teixeira. I think that's how you say it. Got this prediction wrong. He actually used his Uno reverse card and got the first round KO himself. When they were doing the introductions on Teixeira here, or Teixeira, however the hell you say it, and showing him in the previews and everything, I'm like, this just looks like a skinnier, taller Tai Tuivasa. That's Brazilian. Like, if you look at his face, he looks like Tai Tuivasa. Anyway, there's not much to say about this fight. He ended it in like 35 seconds. Goes in. Tafa kind of doesn't look too good on the feet at first because of his big height and reach advantage Taliesin has. Closes the distance. Gets the clinch up against the cage. Hits him with an elbow. Tafa drops down, or starts to go down. Hits him with a knee. He drops down, shells up, and just hits him with a couple ground and pound shots. Stops the fight. As soon as the fight gets stopped, Tafa's already complaining to the ref. Well, you didn't give me any time to defend myself. Well, typically after you get dropped with a knee and an elbow, and then you're just getting wailed on by ground and pound shots, and all you're doing is this, they typically stop those fights because that means you're not intelligent in defending yourself. You're just shelling up. You're not trying to get out of that position. It was a similar with the Derek Lewis Sergey Pavlovich stoppage, where Derek Lewis got hurt, dropped down, but they stopped it as he was coming up. So it kind of just looked bad. And, well, I mean, it didn't look as bad as this one. This one was fine. They're perfect stoppage. I think he probably would have just knocked him out cold if he would have kept going. Moving up, co-main event. Shitty prediction on my part. I should have known better. Suarez, Zhang Weili versus Tatiana Suarez. Suarez, no fight IQ, no striking. All she has is wrestling and jiu-jitsu. Gets the takedown in the first round. I'm feeling somewhat confident. She rushes in, gets hit with an elbow, and I think she was hurt with that elbow that she got hit with, but she secured the takedown and was able to control Weili for the majority of the first round. Towards the end of the first round, Weili does get up. Suarez jumps the guillotine, and Weili gets out of it, throws a couple shots on the ground. I gave Suarez the first round just to be safe. It was a super close with the reversal because Suarez didn't really do too much. She did a couple of ground and pound shots, but nothing major. It was mainly just control time, but I went ahead and scored that first round for her just in case. And then after that, she had absolutely nothing to offer. She could not get a takedown. She could not do anything with striking. These 63 strikes she supposedly landed, I couldn't tell you. She looks slow on the feet. Weili's fast, and she's 35, so she's like kind of almost out of her prime. I think Suarez is 34, so she's not young either. Going into this fight, I thought Suarez would be able to put the wrestling pace and pressure on her and get the submission win. I think she might have went for once if she went for the guillotine. Other than that, I don't think she really had it. I think she was going to try and set up a Darce choke as Weili was getting up and then ended up going for the guillotine instead. Weili was actually looked somewhat close. She was doing a head and arm choke. I think it was in the fourth round maybe. But outside of the first round, it was a non-competitive fight. At one point, Weili stumbles and hurts her with a right hand, I believe it was. She had nothing to offer. She got a nasty cut on her knee, Suarez did, and she was constantly asking her coaches, how bad is it? How bad is it? You could tell after that second round, it was over. She was kind of just perpetually going through the motions of the fight. There were positions in this fight where there'd be in scrambling moments where Suarez could have scrambled and got top position, but she didn't do anything. She did not have that extra gear to go and get that position. It sucks. I understand. I mean, obviously, I don't understand it being in a fight, but not having the extra gear to get the position you need. I understand that. So yeah, I don't know who's gonna beat Weili. Could she move up to challenge for the 125 belt? Yes, but I think that's gonna be after the next Shevchenko's next fight, because I'm assuming they're gonna want her sometime this summer, and then maybe you could do the end of the year, her and Weili, or the winner of that fight versus Weili. There's really not anybody. You got Verna Jandiroba. She's fighting somebody. I can't remember who it is. If Jandiroba wins that fight, she's the only person in strawweight that's can fight for the belt. There's no one else. So dominant performance by Zhang Weili. Reminds everyone why she's the champion. Essentially a masterclass performance. Completely outclassed. Moving up, main event. Really not much to say about the main event either. Very similar to the co-main event. Dricus du Plessis versus Sean Strickland. Shutout performance by Dricus du Plessis. Outside of I think it was the third round. I have the scorecard pulled up here. Outside of the third round, I think one judge gave Strickland the third round where he was landing the best of his shots were in that round. Let's see. One judge gave the second round to Sean Strickland. So I think I don't even think that was the round I was contemplating giving him. I think it was the second round. It could have been the first round. Regardless. I mean, Sean Strickland kind of got out Sean Strickland. Dricus really, he did shot for one takedown, got it. Sean got right back up to his feet. I mean, it was essentially just Dricus boxing and throwing some kicks. Kickbox. I mean, really, it was just kickboxing was all he was doing. And it was enough to win the fight. Sean didn't have anything to offer. He could never get anything going. Dricus essentially just shut him down. He would land like, in each round, Strickland would land like 2 to 3 good combinations that had, decent power behind them, and they would land. And then outside of that, he would have no success at all. So, they would be like, the first 2 rounds especially, they would be kind of even on the feet. And, maybe Sean would be getting ready to edge something out with laying like a good combination, but then he just wouldn't follow up on it. And then Dricus would get back ahead. So that was kind of, and he just got outstruck for 5 rounds. There's nothing to say about it. I doubt he'll ever fight for a belt again. What do you do next for Dricus? Obviously, you do Khamzat Chimaev next. There's no other fight for Dricus besides Khamzat Chimaev. Sean, you could do the Izzy rematch next. I know my last video, who did I put Izzy with? Paulo Costa. But I think you could do Paulo Costa versus someone lower in the rankings, looking to build their way up, or even someone that's unranked, going to be fighting a ranked opponent. And I think I do like that. I think Sean versus Izzy too would be a good fight. I'm sure Izzy wants that win back. And I mean, why would Sean not want to get another win over him? I don't think he's ever going to get a title shot again. If he puts together, like, let's say Khamzat goes out there and beats Dricus, and Sean puts together 2 to 3 wins, you could probably justify a title shot at that point. But other than that, I don't think it's going to happen. Dricus kind of low-key called out Alex Pereira. If Pereira gets past Magomed Ankalaev and Dricus gets past Khamzat, which I don't think he's going to, that would be a good fight. I would love to see Plessis go up. I think, let's see, he'd be Izzy, Strickland, say he beats Khamzat, which he's not going to. That'd be 3 title defenses. I think, you could try and challenge for a second belt after you defend your title 3 times and win it. So that'd be 4 title fight wins. I think that's fair. Not a super exciting fight. Got booed at some points during the fight. Strickland got his nose broken in the 4th round by a big overhand right by Dricus. And I would say that changed the pace of the fight, but it didn't, like, outside of that first 30 seconds to a minute, it didn't really seem to affect Sean at all. Not much to say. They both threw a lot of strikes, if, that number is accurate at all. Not much else to say. Not a super exciting fight. Let me know in the comment section down below, what did you guys think of the main and co-main event of UFC 312? Did UFC 312 live up to the hype? I don't think so. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. I'm 2 subscribers away from 50 subs, so make sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Drop a like on the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.